Well, good morning and welcome to Willie's Firewood. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in Maine. We have not had 2 good days in a row in quite a while. So we're gonna try to take advantage of it a little bit. We've got another customer, a new customer, that wants 1.5 cords of firewood. So we're gonna get that loaded on the dump trailer. We're gonna go deliver. So Kevin will be here in just a little bit, but we're gonna start ahead of him and see what we can get on the trailer to get everything situated and ready to roll. I've got a few pieces of 14-inch wood left from an order that we did a while ago, and we've moved the splitter up to the new pile. So we'll get this stuff put on, we'll start splitting, and I'm sure at some point you're going to see Kevin poke in here. Then we're going to go get this delivered, and we'll let you know what we got on the agenda for tomorrow. But right now, we're just trying to get ahead of Kevin. That's the nice thing about the all-wood. This log lift makes an exceptional staging area, and it holds a lot of wood. So we'll get this one taken care of. We'll get the machine started up and warmed up. We'll get split. It's still windy out. Let me move you somewhere safer. Let me shut the splitter off for a second. I'll show you what we're splitting for wood. So a lot of times people ask what we're splitting for species. We've got a pretty good mix in this pile, so let me show you what we're splitting right now. So right here we've got yellow birch. Right here we've got soft maple. Right here, this is sugar maple or hard maple. Down on the bottom right there, we have beech. And up at the top right here, this is red maple. Let's look down through the pile here and see if we've got anything else. Looking. Just kind of taking a little walk around this pile. I'll see if there's anything else in here. So right there is some ash. That's brown ash. And I think that's it that we have in this pile. So good mix of species. No oak. I don't get much oak in my area, and I don't have people requesting it because it takes so long to dry. But most of this stuff is beech and maple. And there's a little bit of ash in there with some yellow birch. So we'll get back to splitting. You guys got tipped over on the tripod. I just filled the arm up again. Got some bigger rounds on here. We'll get this busted up. We'll just keep refilling until Kevin gets here. Hey Kevin, is the trailer full?
Yep, good so.
Yep. There you go. Full trailer load ready to go. Another cord and a half. We'll get that little bit leveled off. Go get this delivered. Beautiful day out.
Yep, beautiful.
We don't talk about the all-wood log splitter much, but it makes a sweat stain on my hat. I know I said it was going to be a good hat, but it's become my favorite hat. So let's take a little look at the all-wood. Just kind of go over this thing just a little bit more because, man, what a beast of a machine. So we have the patented, or patent pending, spin wedge on there. And all we do is turn logs into money. This nice big table allows us to catch the resplits that we need. I use my resplit shelf over here on this side, and as you guys saw today, we actually used the log lift as a log lift because I've yelled at Kevin enough that he thinks he's going to use the log lift now, so that works pretty good. But all the controls, I hear so many people, why didn't they just put a sticker? Stickers wear off, stickers fade, and they go away. Nice, clean, clear, precise cutouts show you exactly what all the valves do. All the hoses on this are tucked up nice and neat and out of the way. Nothing's hanging out over the side. Big aluminum fuel tank on there. All wood log splitters, world's fastest log splitter. This one's the world's fastest log splitter. Big 40-gallon hydraulic tank with an in-tank filter. Big oversized hydraulic cooler. We actually got warm enough we had to run it today. So that's kind of nice. Works good. Everything stayed nice and cool. And a big Kohler 38 horse V-twin fuel injected engine. Runs really, really nice. All kinds of horsepower. Keeps in the first stage for a long time. This log lift will hold whatever you can put on it, and it'll pick up whatever you roll onto it. Really, really nice setup. Got a big foot down on the bottom there to plant the machine. This is not tippy, it's heavy. Just a really, really nice machine, and one of the best parts of the whole thing, veteran owned and operated company right in Petersburg, Michigan, made in the USA. That's awesome. So show season starting. You'll see this Musclewood or a different Musclewood and other all-wood log splitters at some of the bigger shows this year. We'll be at the International Firewood Expo, May 2nd and 3rd. I'll be bringing the Musclewood down. We're hoping to have some other splitters there from Allwood as well. So stop in, check them out. You will not be disappointed, guys. These splitters are absolutely phenomenal machines. There are so many great splitters out there. It's to your advantage to come out and check them out. There are so many options, but I think if you check out the Allwood, you're gonna be really, really impressed, and you're probably gonna want one too. So we got a full load on, and I forgot I took some air out of the airbag, so I'm gonna give the camera to Kevin. Yep. And he's going to show you how these airbags work, and we're going to level this load back out before we take off. So we're all back in and backed up under the conveyor for tomorrow morning. We got another load all done and delivered. Tomorrow we start some bigger orders, or not, because I've got a couple other people that have messaged and want single cords, but we started poking a hole in this load up here. It's probably about 6 or 7 cords left there. And then down back in this pile, that was stuff I threw this winter. That's random. There's 5 or 6 cords there and another couple cords. So we're down to probably our last 10 to 12 cords in the yard. But we're gonna fill this back up and we're gonna get back to it again. Grandpa will be back. So remember, guys, a little bit every day. It's all you need. Goes a long way. If you do 2 cords every day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, it's 250 cord. Doesn't take long to do 2 cords of firewood. So help someone if you can, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Tomorrow we're gonna hit, I think, 3 different wood yards by the time we're all said and done, so it ought to be interesting.